Sets up a tough shot. Bounces around. Goes in at the buzzer. Bringing it down to 2-1. A deep three. Oh!
It's population.
That's how you win a game.
It's population. We hustle every day to find picks. You can tell us if you want to get rich. It's population. We robbing Underdog and PrizePicks. We the best in this biz. You ain't telling us shit. It's population. We love making money quick, fast. Cooking up a team card. The whole crew about to smash. It's population. We do it for the fam, so everybody let's cash. The dopest team you ever seen. Winning money, stacking G's. Boogie setting traps, but they'll never catch me. Some people get addicted like rats to the cheese, but I got one obligation to bring Johnny to his knees. Holding back the props till the morning he knows. They'll be fishing in the shack, plotting nukes with the bros. Only withdraw, never reload. Underrated to my amigos. We go with honest, we singing the bloods. We know when a fucking cheat code. Party that I'm sweating, it can't be good for my health. Some might call it making bets, I call it investing in myself. I'm picking props like stocks, population for the win. Got my slips in by the buzzer now, let the games begin.
Unbelievable. What just happened? He did it.
It's population. It's population. It's population. We do it for the fam, so everybody let's cash.
Hey, Big Josh, how's it feeling, man? How you doing over there?
Yo, what's up? Doing good, man. How about you?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Come off some more Aussie wins and some, you know how it goes. I mean, every now and then one player decides to be a dickhead, but everything else was good besides one play last night. And then same with Cat yesterday. He just decided he didn't want to play. Hey, but everything was right on. 9 times out of 10, we're gonna be good on all that. And what do you have on the screen there? What the hell are you looking at?
Our homie Ren shared this last night, and it goes along with our shit pants theme. And basketball players and shit in their pants and smelling their shit.
Joel Embiid has been engaging in some unusual pre-free throw.
That's great.
The second one's the worst. This one. This really looks like he smells that one. That's fucking. And then he shakes his head.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it's good. Yeah, I like that smell. Yeah.
Wow. Fucking wow.
Love it. Yeah, man. No, everything we talked about on the stream and broke down was spot on. Like even OG stayed under with Cat being out. Just knew it was a terrible matchup for him. And the Halliburton field goal made broke that down extensively. And the process worked again. Just like the Tatum the day before, he went over his points because he had like a ton of free throws, but he stayed under the field goal made. So yeah, we got to keep looking out for those, man. Hero did his thing. I knew it. I mean, he had like 12 to 15 points in the first quarter. Great matchup for him. Yeah, when we jumped on Monk and Sabonis assists with Fox being out. And then PJ Washington 3-point attempt and made like that a lot in this matchup, and he almost cleared that in the first quarter. The Knicks money line. I said if Cat was ruled out, then we're gonna switch to the under 209 point total, which was easy money, easy cash. There was ugly game, and Brunson is a shell of himself, and I think it just shows that Cat is that entire team. He's the engine, and yeah, makes a strong case for MVP if he didn't have Jokic putting up video game numbers, right? And SGA having season he's having. But yeah, Cat is definitely the most valuable player on that team. They lost to the lowly Magic, which is crazy. But yeah, and then Ayton, that was one of the favorite plays. I mean, he just went absolutely nuclear, almost cleared all his lines in the first half. So yeah, he cleared everything. That was pretty straightforward. Well, let's get into it today, man. We got 7 games.
7 games.
Back.
Yep.
We got a little bit of news. Actually, we have quite a bit of news that's pending. So we're trying to navigate through that. I think we got 1, 2, 3 teams on a back-to-back? Okay. And okay, so let's get into it. We got 2 games starting normal start time, 7 Eastern. One of the games is the Suns at Hornets. Suns just played yesterday. Really struggled early on in that game against the Embiid-less Sixers, but then they came around, ended up winning pretty easily. But yeah, Beal looked like he had something to prove. Was really aggressive and dropped over 20 points. And KD kind of was just treading along in that game, very passive. I'm just going to stay away from them again today, man. They're still a mess right now. There was reports after the game, that the Suns said, yes, we are really trying to trade Beal. But again, remember, he has a no trade clause, so it's up to him, not the Suns organization. So, yeah, and especially being a back-to-back, I don't want to mess with it. But yeah, I think the Hornets is probably the side that I have the most interest in this matchup. Last night they had LaMelo at 24.5 points, and I think it's gone all the way up to 27.5 now. So we caught the early value last night on that. Sorry, and I still think you consider some lines for him here. It's a great matchup for him. Let's take a look. The matchup here. Yeah, like the Suns all season have struggled against pick and roll ball handlers, and that's like by far the most of LaMelo's points come from. Over 35% of his points come from pick and roll ball action. Rest is just all rest is just split up low percentage play types. So he should have an easy time here scoring with the pick and roll. Only thing is like they're fully healthy now, right? Like Brandon Miller's back, Miles Bridges is playing, Mark Williams, which I'm gonna get into. I really like Mark today, and yeah, so I think LaMelo is still gonna dominate the usage. Obviously, he has like one of the highest usage rates in the league. So I don't think you can go wrong with him here. Let's see. Let's check the lines now. Okay, so a lot of them have come back down to 26.5. Fliff's not bad at minus 130. Yeah, I think like the points of the PA. Solid options here. PA's at 33.5. His assists were down though. Last few games. It seems like his potentials lately have just been hovering at maxing or capping out around 13. So yeah, it's a good assist spot though for sure. Let's check. Yeah, they're like bottom 10 and assists allowed. Oh, maybe just go with the points, man. Maybe just go with the points. But Mark Williams last night, he was at 19.5 PR, which I thought was great value. And now that's gone up all the way to 22.5 in some books. Even Underdog. PrizePicks 22 flat. Fliff and Bet365 the best value at 21.5 minus 125. But man, that 19.5 huge discount last night. But yeah, it's a great spot for him, man. Like that's the reason I was on Embiid yesterday. Then he got rolled out just like Cat right before tip. But Yabusele started at center and he went off for his standards. He had 14 points and 10 rebounds, double. So yeah, that's what I was expecting against Plumlee, and then Nurk when he checks in. Mark should put up solid numbers here, and he's been playing steadily like 28 minutes now, anywhere from 28 to 30 minutes consistently last 3 games. So even against the Cavs, a little bit tougher matchup inside the paint scoring wise, still put up 11 points in 28 minutes and had 9 rebounds. Rebound chances are steady, sitting around 15 plus. That's what you want for a center, at least 15 minimum. Let's check. I think the stock upside's there because he's getting steals. Heavy juice for him to get at least 1 block, 1 steal. You add up those rebounds, 1.2 fantasy per rebound. He's not really getting assists, but all that else will add up. They had him at 29.5 fantasy on PrizePicks, and they immediately bumped him to 30.5. But I still like the 30.5 bump. If he plays his normal 28 minutes, if he doesn't get in like foul trouble or anything like that, and he plays his normal 28 minutes, I got him projected for 38 fantasy in this matchup. He's averaging about almost 1.4 fantasy points per minute, and the Suns are allowing top 10 most fantasy to centers. Yeah, so I would say the fantasy, if you're on PrizePicks, and then maybe in the books, I would just do the PR at 21.5. I think his points bumped as well. They were 11.5 last night, and it's 12.5 everywhere except Pinnacle and Bovada. So I would probably, 12.5 is a little. I don't know. It feels steep for him. But yeah, I would just do the PR then. Okay, so PrizePicks, I would do the fantasy. Other books, I would do the PR. We should look into Brandon Miller too, because his lines are pretty soft. Only thing is, obviously, he's competing with LaMelo for usage here, but yeah, he's working off a pick and roll ball handling, scoring here most of his points. So if his shots are falling from outside, if he's hitting his 3-ball here, he should get it done for his scoring. I would probably just do the points only for him. With them, like, he's not really rebounding, with Mark Williams playing big minutes again, and LaMelo out there, and Miles Bridges and Cody Martin. So I would just go straight up points if you want to play him. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much even money line at 18.5. Might alt him down if you wanted to stack this game. I think you could do like a nice SGP, just Hornets only stack. So we'll just quickly try that. All right. I think the Hornets can win this, man, or at least cover the spread, 4.5. I think it was 5.5 last night. Okay, so Melo, it sucks we don't have anything. Okay, let's do the 19.5, and then let's alt his assist down 4.5, and then let's do Brandon Miller at 14.5. Get 15 plus here. Feel pretty good about that. I mean, safer bet would be the 12 for sure. Let's just see what we get out of this. And then Mark Williams. Okay, I'm with that, man. Minus 125, four plays. Melo's 19.5 points, or to get 20 plus, 5 plus assists. Miller to get 12 plus points, and Mark Williams to get 8 plus.
I'm locking it in right now.
I think the only one to concern would be LaMelo's assists, because but it was Cavs' tougher matchup. He only had 10 potentials in that game. Finished with 4. But that's it. If you wanted, maybe, I don't know. This is a really soft matchup for assists, though. So, or you could stick with it, or if you didn't want to roll with that, take his assists out and add Mark Williams rebounds instead. See what that looks like. I mean, if Yabu can snag 10 rebounds, I think Mark Williams can get us at least 8 rebounds here. Or yeah, it's gonna be. It sucks. I wish there was like something in between.
Yeah.
But the eight feels okay. I would say it's pretty. I would say I'd like it equal between Melo's 5+ assists and Mark Williams 8+ rebound.
I'll look on this other site and see if they got something similar.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I play around that. Just find that optimal last piece. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, a great spot for the Hornets, being at home and catching the Suns on a back-to-back. Next game, ugly game here, man. Ugly. Rockets at Wizards. Rockets 12.5 point favorites. Averaged 224.5 total. And we have no idea what's going on with the Wizards. We can't even break it down because 3 of the starters are questionable. So we need to find out who's in or out. And obviously a key piece would be, the biggest piece is Jordan Poole. He suffered 2 injuries recently, 2 separate ones. So who knows? I have no idea. I can't call it if he's going to play or not. Bob Carrington's questionable as well. And then Koulibaly, who's been out for last handful of games. He's questionable again today. No idea if he's going to make his return. One thing I saw interesting is they had his assists at 4.5, and I think that's way too high if all these guys play, because having Kuzma, having Carrington who play makes, and having Poole out there, like Koulibaly should not be at 4.5 assists. Let's see if the lines have moved. But we don't even know if he's going to play and if Poole or the other guys are going to play, so can't really jump on it right now. Oh wow, yeah, there's massive juice on the under now. It was just like minus 120, 125 earlier this morning.
I heard under assists. I got happy. Dang it.
Yeah, the problem is we can't do it. It's a huge risk because if you take it now, and say Poole's ruled out,
Right.
and or Carrington, that's awful, and he ends up playing, or if you wait and all those guys get rolled in, then I imagine the books will, with already being so much juice on the under 4.5, I imagine the books after that news will just bump them to 3.5, and then it's like, yeah, the value's gone. Yeah. So, how many games has he played alongside Kuzma, Poole, and Bub? Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So here are all the games with him playing alongside all the normal starters like that. He's not getting those assists, man. Look at that. So even playing huge minutes too, like 38 minutes, 40 minutes, and only had 3. Yeah, bro, he's like, when all those guys play, he's getting like 3 to 5 potentials. So, man, I wish we had that news, because that looks really good, right? I know it's heavy on the juice, but if you pair it with something else,
Oh yeah, no, I'm not worried about that. If we can get that,
I mean, Fliff has the best value, minus 140. Everywhere else, I mean, like Pinnacle's minus 190, and Fliff is still sitting at minus 140. So if you have it open and ready, if you can beat Fliff to the punch and get it in right when the news drops.
So the news is now if Poole's playing, that's the number one thing.
Yeah, ideally Poole and Carrington. Let's see if let's take out, let's say, how many games it was Carrington out, and you had Poole and Kuzma, none. Okay. Yeah. Probably just having at least one of those guys start. And another thing is, like, he's been out for a while now, right? So he might be on a minute restriction if he does play.
Right.
Because he's missed, like, I want to say, like, the last 5 games. Let's see. The last time he played was January 1st. Wait, hold on. Let me take this off. Last time he played was January 1st, right? So that's... Okay, so I guess he only missed the 1 game against the Pelicans. I thought he missed more than that. I guess it's just he's been questionable like every single game. Oh, he got injured in that Bullets game. He only played 9 minutes. Okay. Yeah, who knows, man? Watch out for that news. That's huge. Other than that, I have no interest in any of the Wizards here in this matchup. I'd never take overs against the Rockets. They play such a usually a slow pace, and they just play really, really solid defense. Although Jabari being out kind of hurts their wing defense and some of their mid-range and interior defense. But yeah, Eamon Thompson's scrappy, gets steals, causes turnovers. So if anything, if like all those guys play, I think you consider some under points here as well. Especially if Poole plays, I would consider the under field goal made because he's going to take a lot of threes here. Rockets top 10 in 3-point defense. Only problem is the Rockets do foul, so that's why I would maybe consider the field goal made under. But yeah, they're solid on spot up shooting. Like Kuzma, man, if Jabari was playing, I would really like Kuzma's under even more. Sarr's gonna have a tougher matchup, but again, yeah, I wish Jabari was playing. Jabari would have been a great matchup on him. Because he's just mainly a spot-up shooter, and that's what the Rockets strive at. They're right behind the Magic in spot-up shooting defense. So, and Sarr's a bum. I know he's been scoring a lot, but his usage has just been really high with guys being in and out. But yeah, we know who he is. Rocket side, big news there is Jalen Green's questionable. He's on one of his heaters. You know, he does this every season. He goes on a stint where he's cold. And then once he gets on this heater, you just jump on it and ride it out till it ends because he'll go on multiple game streak of just catching fire, especially from three and scoring. So, but he's questionable. If he's out, I mean, obviously a huge boost to Eamon Thompson and Sengun here. It's already a great matchup for both Thompson and Sengun as is. But
that was your pause.
Yep.
You said jump on it, ride it out till it ends. That was like a 3.
Yep.
Yeah, that was one of those ones, bro. Wasn't as bad as what Ren did yesterday. He wanted to get some dick in last night, but it was pretty bad.
Pause.
All right. Back to props.
All right. Sengun, so these teams have already played, but it was really early in the season. Sengun, in just 31 minutes, dropped 27 points, 17 rebounds, and 3 assists. The only player that was out was Van Vliet in that game, but Jabari played, and Sengun still had 17 rebounds. I mean, going against the rookie Sarr, you gotta like his matchup here. He hasn't been doing much as of late. I mean, the Rockets are really struggling offensively lately, but this is a perfect bounce back spot for him, especially if Jalen Green is out. So I consider him here, but the only problem is the blowout potential, right? It's 12.5 point spread, and if like Jordan Poole is out, and I mean he's been the only bright spot offensively, he's been on a heater too, and if he's out, that's you're taking 20 plus points off the board for the Wizards here. It would be scary taking full game props for Sengun. So I would either, if you're in the books, just alt his lines if you like them, and then if you're on PrizePicks or Underdog, just do like first half props here. And he's really been getting it done in the first quarter, and then dying later in the game. And he has like always that weird fourth quarter rotation. So let's see, what's his first quarter points? 5.5. I think that's not bad, especially if Jalen Green is not playing, more usage, and hopefully he can play a little more than 8 minutes in that first quarter stint, if you want to consider the first quarter points. But I would think just do the first half PRA on PrizePicks or Underdog. Let's see. Okay, so he's 5.5 on first quarter points on PrizePicks as well. Let's see, his PRA is at 19.5. Yeah, I would consider it, especially if Jalen Green's out. Great matchup. And then Eamon Thompson, and he's been playing huge minutes. Playing like last game he played 40 minutes. because he's filling in for Jabari. Played 41 minutes against the Lakers, 32 the game before that, 39 against the T-Wolves. But again, the problem is blowout. He's not going to play that many minutes, obviously in the blowout. So his recent numbers are inflated by those huge minutes. His scoring and PRA and production overall. So take that into consideration. It just really depends on the Wizards' news. How you want to attack this game. But I don't. Even if Poole plays, I still think the Rockets win. But maybe stay a little bit closer if Poole plays, just with how much the Rockets are struggling on offense. But it's a good right spot here for their offense, even on the road. So yeah, I'm gonna put Sengun. I think you can still consider Sengun's like first quarter points or first half here, even if Jalen Green plays. But I would just split it up between Jalen Green and Sengun's first half. If Jalen Green ends up playing, and then Kalawali.
Ren said, you just gave us the blueprint yesterday. Nets and Rockets give up the least amount of field goal attempts to point guards.
Field goal attempts? Okay. Let's see.
And then he said, but they foul a ton, so consider the free throw attempts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just depends on the player. If it's a player that's drawing a lot of fouls, like Poole can draw fouls at times, but a lot of times he's just chucking from three, so his free throw shooting is kind of all over the place. But yeah, he does have the potential to get 10 free throws, 7, 8, and then 2, 4. It just depends on if he's just shooting from the outside, if he's attacking the basket. If check see if his field goal made is on PrizePicks or Dabble. If he ends up playing, I wouldn't mind the under. Let's see. They don't. Oh, look, they're getting stingy with the field goal made on PrizePicks now.
Yeah, they are.
They don't even have that game.
Did their research.
Check Dabble though. Yeah, that would be the one of interest. Kuzma doesn't really get to the free throw line much, so you don't have to worry about that if you want to use under. Okay. I'll jot that down if he plays. I don't even know what his line would be. It's just probably whatever his average field goal made is.
Hey, OD says, let's skull fuck these bookies. Yet again.
Do it. Always. Okay, so this game, at least it's one of the first games on the slate. It's in the start of the slate, so we'll have the news in time. But yeah, can't do anything really with that game until we get that news, I feel like. Unless you just wanted to risk it for the biscuit and just take Kalabali's under assists now. Okay. Then we have an island game in between. We have the Lakers at Mavericks. It's a TNT game. There's 2 TNT games tonight. Lakers catching the Mavericks on a back-to-back without Kyrie and Luka. So yeah, the Lakers 6.5 point favorite, 218.5 total. Mavericks couldn't even beat Memphis without their entire team, pretty much. I mean, they still had Jaren Jackson, but yeah. All the heavy lifting was done by PJ Washington and Najee Marshall. I think Najee started last game instead of Quentin Grimes. Even Dinwiddie didn't start, but he still played starter minutes. So I think I don't know if they changed it up today. I don't know if that was just due to matchup or not, but we'll just have to wait and see. But this, I think the big news for the Mavericks side is I think Gafford got injured, right? And I think he's either doubtful or questionable. So they're going to be even more thin, especially on the front court. That's going to make things even better for. Oh yeah, he's done. Likely to miss some time. Okay. So yeah, we're going to get a lot of Lively here. I mean, Lively still. I mean, he has the length for holding it down in the paint, but he gets in foul trouble quite a bit too. Yeah, AD should have a easy time here. And the Mavericks were handing out rebounds for free yesterday with all the bricks they're putting up from these guys. So I think AD could have a ton of rebounds here. I mean, even Jaren Jackson, who doesn't rebound, he even had 13 rebounds. 13 rebounds for Jaren Jackson yesterday. It's insane. And Conchar had like 10. It was just crazy amount of rebounds going around. Let me pull that up or pull that box score up.
Ren said PJ Washington's bump since your early combo.
Oh, shit. Oh, Contra had 13 rebounds, too. Triple J, 13. Jalen Wells had 11. Oh, my gosh, man. It's crazy, dude. Yeah, Jaren Jackson had 5 offensive rebounds. So, yeah, AD could get a lot of offensive rebounds here. Consider his offensive rebound prop, his rebounding and scoring prop in general. I liked his dunk at 1.5. Is it still there? Wow, it's gone. Okay, they removed it. Yeah, that was really solid, man. 1.5 dunk. Because, like, you know, if Lively gets a foul trouble, is not out there, I mean, he's just going to – who's going to stop AD near the rim? Yeah. Yeah, great spot for AD, with all that said. But that's about it. I'm not going to consider anything else for the Lakers here. It's just AD. If you're worried about blowout, just do AD's first half, PRA fantasy. The dunk prop was really nice, but it sucks. What's his offensive rebound at, if they have it? 3. Yeah. I would consider that 2.5. Okay. That's it. Just give me 1 second.
See how this guy is. Well, throw something in the chat for me to read, guys. Don't make me read something nasty or weird, but what y'all got to talk about? Triple J with 13. Triple J with 13. What's that mean, Big Ren? Big Ren, I saw that crazy, what was that? Was that in NFL? You hit like a 6 or I think it was it was your free NFL play is what it was on Sunday. You hit that 6? I saw that. You posted at like 3 in the morning. I said, ooh, shit. AOD says underrated. What's up, AOD? Matt says no pool party today. Pool's
What's
not
up?
out
What's
yet.
up? I'm sorry. No pool party?
No, he just said no pool party today. I think he was just playing on words with that pool party. I don't think we have any news yet. AOD says I'm his brother from another.
What, Jordan Poole?
No, me and AOD. We're brothers from another's.
Oh, for sure.
We were just talking shit while you're gone. Get back to it.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna put AD. I'll figure out later which exact lines we want. I really like the one to have dunk on PrizePicks. We'll have to dive into his lines some more. But yeah, phenomenal matchup here.
J. Cole locked in that first. He said he locked it in already. That first same game parlay that you had on the first game, and then I wanted to ask you. I looked at a different site here. I can get it at -150 if I drop Mark Williams to 5 rebounds instead of 7.5.
Yeah,
the rest of them you liked. Okay.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
Okay.
I would do that instead of LaMelo for 5+ assists for sure.
Okay. Cool.
Just because like LaMelo, when he catches fire and he's scoring, like the potentials go down to like low numbers, you know, like 8 or 10 potential.
Okay, well I got LaMelo 19.5, Mark Williams 7.5 points, Brandon Miller 11.5 points, Mark Williams 5 rebounds, 5+ rebounds. Okay,
that's solid. And that's -150.
Not yep. All right, cool.
I like it.
Locking it in.
T-Wolves at Pelicans. Oh, I missed the T-Wolves back-to-back. So we got 4 teams on a back-to-back here. Yeah, I'm not touching anything here, guys. DeJounte is questionable. Zion's making his return, probably on a heavy minutes limit. No idea what this squad's going to look like if they're all playing together, minus Brandon Ingram. And yeah, T-Wolves, great matchup for them, but they can't be trusted for anything. Julius did Julius things and scored 5 points, did absolutely nothing out there. Watch him, he can come out today and drop 30. I'm going to be surprised. So this is a hard pass. Also, Trey Murphy is out as well. So yeah, if Trey Murphy's out and DeJounte's out, yeah, CJ's gonna chuck. But we've seen CJ chuck and have all the usage in the world, and he could go 2 of 18. So I'm good on that, man. Next, Hawks at Jazz. Hawks 6.5 point favorites in Utah. This is the highest total at 238.5. We have a fast-paced game here, and we got a lot of guys out. The Jazz, obviously, and then the Hawks are missing one of their main key pieces in Jalen Johnson. I would have loved Jalen Johnson in this matchup, but yeah, Jazz, man, we're gonna have the skeleton crew today. Markkanen is questionable, and then another big thing is Bryce Sensabaugh is questionable. He was kind of like, he had a really high usage rate in that last game with everyone out. Let's see. Yeah, he had a 30% usage rate off the bench. He was black holing, man. Like he wouldn't look to pass. Yeah. So if he's out, that's even more usage to go around. And probably if he's out, probably get Juzang starting. Man, it's ugly. It's ugly, man. And then, oh man, and Keontae George is out too. So he played last game, right? No, he did not. That's right. So yeah, we probably. I mean, if Markkanen's out, I imagine rookie Kyle will start, and they probably or they could run Svi starting, or if they want to just keep him off the bench. He was pretty productive off the bench. Yeah, so I would say either be Svi or Kyle starting if Markkanen's not there. I don't know about Potter if they would run him again. I guess they could. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not touching anything Jazz, man. Kessler's lines are way too high. Way too high. He's at 11.5 points. The dude has like no usage whatsoever. He has to get like putbacks to score. So he's all okay. They bumped him. Some books have bumped him to 10.5 now. Yeah, it's heavy juice on the under 11.5 at most places. Fliff, if you want the under, Fliff is minus 125 for the under, but you know, Pinnacle is minus 142, Bravado minus 145. It's an average matchup. I mean, the Hawks can't give it up near the rim. They've actually been giving up top 3 near the rim. But they're not giving up much putback, average on putbacks. And that's the only way Kessler scores, bro. 28% are from putbacks or cuts to the basket. So, yeah. I'm more interested in the Hawks side here. I like Dyson in this matchup with no Jalen Johnson, and we know Dyson still leads the league in steals, and that is what the Jazz do the most. They allow the most steals and turnovers in the league. If we look at most steals allowed, Jazz number 1. Most blocks allowed, Jazz number 1. So they allow just the most stocks in general. So Dyson should rack up stocks here today. And with no Jalen Johnson, he should rack up some RA as well. So maybe we just go with the fantasy because the stock lines are too high, like 2.5 steals line. That's too high, man. I know he can get it done, but
Tyler Hero's questionable. Is that new or is that old?
I was worried about that, man, because he played almost 50 minutes last night in that double overtime.
Yeah. There you go.
That sucks. I was waiting for the midday report on the Heat after that double overtime. Yeah, so I think we just go with the fantasy, man. The line is pretty tight. I got him projected for 35 fantasy or 35.2, and PrizePicks has him at 35 flat on the dot. So it's a tight line, man. But I think one thing I didn't incorporate in my projection is looking at when Jalen Johnson's off the court. Look at that real quick because that's important. Because I think it's got to be a massive boost for fantasy for Dyson here. So when they're on the court together, what's his fantasy? His fantasy is 0.96. Okay, let's take Jalen off the court. Okay, yeah, that's a big bump, man. So he goes from 0.96 fantasy point per minute to 1.14 fantasy point per minute with Jalen off the court. So I'm going to adjust his lines a little bit here. So I put them more at like 38 fantasy. Gives us a little buffer there. Yeah. I would PrizePicks, I would just take his fantasy. And then in the books, I would alt his steal prop down. It's like 1.5. This is a great, like I said, great stock matchup here for him. And then all these other guys. I mean, like, man, Vit will probably start again for Jalen Johnson. So play low minutes. The rookie Zachary will play low minutes, 28. And then Clint, if you consider his first half fantasy here, it's pretty low. But I don't know. I don't know the matchup against Big Kessler, how it's going to go. 12.5 is pretty low for Clint. He's usually around 14.5. And not having Jalen out there definitely helps. Let's look. He's at pretty much the same fantasy point per minute as Dyson here. So yeah, I think it's worth the stab, man. Just take a look at the metrics on the matchup here. Yeah, it's just average. See, like Jazz are like right in the middle on points allowed near the rim, and that's obviously where Clint's getting all of his points. So very average matchup scoring wise for him, but the stocks should be there. It's just like this. He's not really getting blocks. He's just getting steals. So, but there's some juice on his over 1.5 steal plus block. So if he can just get at least one stock, if not two in the first half, I feel pretty good about it. That's about it, man. I mean, Trey. Yeah, I don't know. This makes the most sense here? But it's just so high, dude. 12.5. And if this game goes sideways, like I know that the Hawks don't have Jalen Johnson, but the Jazz, if Markkanen's out, oh my gosh, that team is just a disaster. So, although they are at home, which helps because they're playing in the elevation, but yeah, the game could definitely go sideways. And the Hawks, I could see a blowout. especially if DeAndre Hunter, if he gets back to his normal ways, he was in that shooting slump, man. That Lakers game, 1-12, and then he started off the next game pretty bad too, but then started racking up some points. The volume was massive, 11 3-point attempts. So I would consider Hunter scoring here too as an option, but 18.5 points is pretty high, especially if the game goes sideways here. I think I think I would probably alt him down to be safe. But yeah, maybe let's see. Maybe this gets him out of the slump that he's been in. So I'll put that down. Probably alt him down to 14.5 or something like that. It's a good spot. He's getting most of his points in transition, and Jazz are dead last in transition defense. So should have a good scoring upside here. Okay. And then what? We're in the last game? No. Celtics at Nuggets. We got 2 late night hammers starting at 10 Eastern. And the Celtics Nuggets is on TNT. Big game. And yeah, only key news in this entire game is Derek White popped up on the injury report. Questionable. I think he has an illness. And he wasn't at shoot-arounds either, so that's big, obviously. It probably just means more usage and minutes for Peyton Pritchard. Okay. I don't see any news. So, yeah, I think what I like the most here is probably Porzingis. The matchup against Jokic, really ideal for him here. Yeah, I think we've been attacking with centers against Jokic all season long, every season, right? Did he play them last year, or was he out injured? Oh, he did play him. 21, 24 points against Jokic. And everyone played in that game, too, on the Celtics side. So I just like his scoring upside here. You can consider the PR, but I just never trust Porzingis for his rebounding. Do you ever play Porzingis rebounds underrated? I never do, but
nah, they're too up and down. Yeah,
it's just up and down, man. Because Tatum is such a hog on the glass, and then Jaylen Brown will have a random spike rebound game. So, but Jokic, Jokic is so active. Like obviously, in the high usage and with his shooting, mid-range near the rim too, that the rebounds will be there. The rebound chances will be there.
Tip in Wheelchairs is here. He says, shout out to the tally field goal made under from yesterday.
The what? Who?
I think he meant Hallie field goals made under yesterday.
I thought it meant like a field goal kicker. Oh yeah. Thanks, dude. Felt good about that one. Look at his rebounds, dude. Just oh my god, yeah, I can't. I'm just gonna take his points, man. If you can find his points at 17.5. Looks like a lot of books have switched to 18.5 now. It was kind of split for a while this morning. It was like 17.5 in some, 18.5 in the others. So, but yeah, if you can catch us at 17.5, it's really nice. But I think I just might just take the 18.5 straight up, especially if Derek White's out too. Yeah, I really like the matchup here for Porzingis. Fantasy-wise, how did he do last year in those 2 games versus Jokic? And stock-wise? Because, again, Jokic is going to be so active, he should have block upside here. Because he's at 34.5 fantasy on PrizePicks. So in those 2 games, he had 44 and 36 fantasy. But he played big minutes, right? 35, 36 minutes is pretty big for Porzingis. How many minutes has he been playing lately? He only played 16 minutes last game. I can't remember. Did he get injured? I have not been tracking him in. I was looking at last year. So he's still somewhat on a minutes limit, huh? Or is it just due to blowout? Probably just due to blowout in those 2 games. Or did he? I have to go back and look. Did he get injured on Christmas? And then he came back and was on a minutes limit. Yeah, I have no idea how to project his minutes now. Gotta assume. I mean, he has 2 games under his belt after that injury on Christmas. Because I took time off of a break Christmas and didn't watch any of the games, so I had no idea what happened to him. Okay. You should think his minutes should ramp up to at least 32 minutes, so let's put him at 32. How many was he? See, he only had 1 stock in that 1 meeting against Jokic, and then he had only 1 steal, 1 block in the other one. I don't know, man. I'm debating between the fantasy and the points. I mean, I'm definitely taking the points in the books, like Fliff and others, but just in terms of PrizePicks, if you want to play his points there or his fantasy. Okay. Yeah, it's probably projected for like 2 stocks here. I need to change this 1.2. Yeah, it's gonna be a tight line. I'm gonna projected probably around 36 to 38 fantasy. And then I'm good on everything else. We like Jaylen Brown's 0.5 dunk prop, but they removed that. It looks like from PrizePicks as well. Whenever we have this rule since like I don't know last year before that. Whenever Jaylen Brown's on TNT, take his dunk prop, he always gets it. It's just a funny little rule we've had, and it's worked, but it's gone. So, well, on that, but it's a good scoring spot for him as well. Because he gets a lot of his points in transition, and Nuggets really struggle in transition defense. How did he do last year head to head? He had 41 points in that one of the meetings, and 13 the other one. Typical JB, man. But yeah, whenever they're fully healthy, but I never choose Tatum or Brown, man. I never choose between them. Just let them do the thing. But I like Porzingis in this matchup. Okay. Last game also starts at 10 Eastern. Heat at Warriors. They did open at 6.5 point favorites, and then after the double overtime that Heat went through, it bumped all the way to 9.5 spread, and then the total went down to 216.5. Was like 218.5. So I think the bookies are hedging that or planning on the Heat resting one of their key guys, whether it's Bam or Hero, and right now it looks like it's going to be Hero. He played the most minutes of the starters last night, almost 50 minutes. He almost played because he checked in the 4th quarter and he never sat, and it went to double overtime. So he played the entire 4th and then both overtimes. Bam sat a large portion of the 4th, and he ended up playing only like 43.5 minutes. So yeah, I think I can't see them unless they just want to punt the game. If they rested both Hero and Bam, it would just be such an ugly game because the Heat are ugly as is right now, man. So, man, like the scoring, they wouldn't score. I would just take the team total under, man. Yeah, I don't know who would get the scoring done. It's not gonna be Jovic and Hami and Rozier. But yeah, we saw Yaquez have a triple double out of nowhere last night. The double overtime helped with that. Yeah.
Team total under if Hero's out. Rozier's gonna go for 30.
Hell no. Nope. Oh man, if Hero's out and they bump Rozier a lot, I'll take his under for sure. For sure. Even though Warriors have been struggling on spot up shooting, like all they have to do is just like the Warriors, they just have to trap him on the perimeter and not worry about anybody else. You don't have to sweat Duncan Robinson, or Highsmith or Jovic. That's for sure. Yeah, I liked the unders for Bam and Hero. It was 23.5 last night. All the books have bumped them down to 22.5. I mean, Hero said after the game that his arms are so exhausted he couldn't even shoot. Like he took like I think 2 total shots in the 2 overtimes because he was so exhausted. And yeah, so this is a good chance he probably doesn't play, man. But if he does, I mean, you gotta like the under for that reason. And then Bam, man, he's just it's been so bad. He's still just shooting from the outside, like we talked about yesterday. I think he took like 5 or 6 threes. He went one of 6 from 3. Shooting really bad shots, man. And yeah, it's a tough matchup for him. Like TJD, Trace, and and Draymond definitely can lock it down on him. And especially if Hero's out, all they have to do is just trap Bam, and not just build a wall and not let him get to the basket. Just force him to shoot those threes. That's what I would do. I would just do drop coverage. So yeah, let's see. We have to wait and see on Hero news. If Hero's out and they bump Bam to 18.5, I still might consider the under, man. I don't care. And yeah, I'm not touching any of these other secondary guys. And the Warriors, they just been so bad on offense too. Like 2 really bad offenses, man. I mean, to be honest, guys, like I might just consider the under the point total, and that's it for this game. If Hero's out,
that'd be fun, actually.
Yeah, I mean, this is a get right spot for the Warriors if there ever was. Like if Hero's out, like because they've just been playing so bad. But yeah, it's just their offense has been one of the worst. So I'm just gonna put point total under, man. I think that's it. I think you can even consider it if Hero plays. To be honest, dude, like because like I said, he's exhausted.
Well, you're saying the team point total or the full game, or I mean both.
But I think do the team total for the Heat and do the point total for both teams. Yeah. I mean, because the Warriors, not having Kuminga was the only thing besides Steph doing his usual thing. Like Kuminga was the only bright spot on the offense, and he was putting up 25 points a game for that stretch that he was getting those minutes, and yeah, he's out, so it makes their offense even worse. Yeah, if that 216.5, yeah, I'm in. Yeah, I mean the Heat just went to double overtime, bro, in an exhausting game. That was a scrappy game too. We watched the whole thing all together, and it was a fight, man. It looked like a 90s basketball game. So they gotta be tired, man. 216.5. I might just catch it now because I you gotta imagine if Hero's ruled out, that line's gonna come down a lot. Were you seeing? Is it 216 in most books for you that you're looking at underrated?
I haven't looked. Let me look right now. I was thinking as you were saying it, I was like, this same game parlay stuff, you can even like put that total even up higher alt it up and then throw a little
Right.
some other little play in there. That might
Yeah.
be fun too. What do I have for that?
Yeah, I mean, I would throw in like either Schroeder's or Steph's assists, like really altered down.
There you go. Oh, it is 150. I just noticed.
Yep, we're good. We're done. Back at it tomorrow. Let's see
What does tomorrow
we
look
got.
like? Yeah, I was about to say.
Uh,
I see 216.
Yeah. All right, I'm in. We got 8 games. These are the slates I love, man. I love these like 6 to 8 game slates broken up each day.
Perfect.
Nice. We got Wemby versus Giannis on ESPN, and it's late night hammer. Should be a good one. Embiid versus the Wizards. If he actually plays, I want to and actually sniffs his hand.
Wow. Nasty.
Yeah. No, tomorrow looks good. Keep in mind, Nuggets are on the front end of a back-to-back, so it looks like they play tomorrow. But they play at home, so they don't have to travel. Pelicans play tomorrow as well. So yeah, DeJounte. I imagine he sits either today or sits tomorrow. And then Wizards play tomorrow as well, so they're on the front end. And that's it. Yeah, there's 3 teams on the front end. All right. J. Cole said, only card I got in so far was the dunks. Glad you got it in, man, before they took it down. Glad we caught that and put it on there in the Discord. All right, guys. Good luck. We got an awesome game tonight. Back at it. And then we're back at NBA tomorrow.
Yee! Sounds fun. J. Cole says Embiid disgusting, man. That's why he's on the casket list for a reason.
Oh, yeah. He's probably still sniffing in the casket, too.
Sniffing in the casket, and on that, we're out. Later, dude.
Later.